Boom. No
And we're live.
countdown. No bullshit. We're live. 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 Taproot Tuesday, kids. Here we are. How the fuck is everybody doing?
Yay, we're great. We missed you, Tom. Thank you for recording the entire show on Saturday.
What was that?
So thank you for recording the entire show on Saturday.
I did.
I watched it. You kept going like, I'm done here. And then,
I know, and I don't mean to, but then you guys just keep being fucking awesome, and everybody's so excited to see it that I don't stop.
Yeah, it's a good thing you got it all, man. It's a good show. It was a fun show.
It was a good show. That's it. Like, honestly, Phil, usually when you guys start getting shitty, I stop. Like, if something sounds bad, if something's not good, that's when I stop. But when you guys are just on fire, I can't. You know what I mean? So that's when I end up doing the whole fucking show, you know? Like, there'll be a song where Steve's voice won't sound as good or something. I'll be like, all right, I'm done. You know what I mean?
All right.
But it's like, you guys were just on fire. Like, it just got to the point now where every show I do the whole show because you guys are just so fucking
it's all starting to click, man. We've been doing this for a few weeks now, or
oh, thank you, Jennifer. That's so sweet. So, I want to talk about, the shows this weekend real quick. I want to talk about, we had a real shitty situation happen to us Saturday in Cincinnati. So after the show at the hotel, Phil's truck got broken into, all of his gear got stolen, a bunch of other stuff, a bunch of Dennis, our guitar tech's tools. So it was pretty fucking shitty. It was kind of but here's the thing. Like when it happened in the morning, like I called Phil and I heard about it. Somebody texted me, Taylor, or somebody told me. I called Phil and he's super happy and yeah, dude, whatever. Yeah. I'm like, dude, I wish I could handle shit. Like Phil is my idol now after that. And everybody said that, like the way Phil handled it, it was just like, but yeah, so that was kind of the shitty thing about this weekend. So, but look, what we're going to do like, we have some stuff we're going to put up. We're still trying to figure out how to do it. It'll probably happen tomorrow. But we're going to do some kind of like a donation raffle thing. We have a stage used guitar that was one of Steve's backup guitars that our guitar tech kind of put together for him. It's a cool ESP. And then we have another Epiphone special that, are both going to be signed by the band. And, we have a couple test pressings and some other random shit that we're going to...
9 box sets of the original B-sides.
Yep. Best of besides, signed test pressings. So we got a bunch of really cool shit. So we're going to do like a raffle thing to sort of hopefully try and replace all the shit that gets stolen. So if you guys are down with it, and you want to get on board, we'll probably sometime tomorrow there'll be we're just trying to figure out how to do it. So, but if you guys want to support it, that'd be awesome. Hi, Ruby. Fun meeting you too, Jonathan. Thank you guys for coming out. Yeah, fucking sucked, man. Fucking sucked.
Yep, we have footage of it. It's our awesome sound
photographer, video guy. It's like fucking CSI fucking Cincinnati. Like every day, it's like, okay, I have the exact coordinates of the attack, and
yeah, he went to the neighbors, talked to people that had cameras, and we actually have the time. They pulled up right next to me, 6 minutes. They were in and out. Got my bass cabinet, got my SPT Pros, my bass heads. Luckily, we taken our guitars every day.
Yeah, thank God.
But yeah, probably, I don't know, a good amount of money worth of stuff. Stuff I've had since the beginning, which is very frustrating. I'm hoping, thankfully, I had those serial numbers for some of it, but I don't know if I'm ever going to see them. We'll see.
We'll see. But either way, we're going to raffle off some really cool shit to try and, that guitar, there's actually pictures of Steve playing it at the machine shop.
Yeah, the guitar
actually a stage played it. Literally, Dennis put it together for Steve as a backup guitar. It's got scissors on the inlay, and
that's awesome. That scissors thing's cool.
It's fucking cool, yeah.
Yeah, the people. I mean, I think we put together a pretty cool batch of things that people would want. That might make them, want to contribute and help donate and to the cause and all that good stuff.
Yeah, exactly. And we haven't figured out if we're going to do it by GoFundMe or just a personal thing through like PayPal or something. Or I haven't really figured it out. I'm still being Phil going to have a conversation about that and figure out the logistics, which is why we haven't launched it yet, because we still have to figure. I know I can't stand thieves either. But Brad, just Phil's truck got broken into in Cincinnati after the show on Saturday, and they stole all his gear. So,
4:30
but
in the
anyway,
morning.
enough about that. On with the party. So we got some fucking guests tonight, Phil, don't we?
Yes, we do. Some
They're
old
hanging
friends of
back.
ours.
They're hanging out backstage where they do their best work. So, yeah, it sucks, but
Yeah, it was a fun show though. I mean, the show
awesome.
in Marathon was fun. We were clicking good. The crowd was awesome. They really seemed to enjoy it. We were having a good time. I actually watched the whole live stream, which is how I knew.
Did you really?
Yeah, I did. I mean, I just various times I was driving. I'm like, let's put this on. It just sounded so good. It looked so good.
I know, didn't it? Like that's the thing.
Yeah.
Like it's so funny that I do. That's why I'm doing the whole show. You guys are so good. I just can't turn it off. I'm like, fuck. And the world needs to see this.
And from the stage, I can't always hear what Steve's saying or the little things he does. And he does some funny things, some weird things, some hilarious, like some things he did. There was thing he did on VIP like during the right before the second chorus hit or something. I was like just a little weird. I don't know. Fun stuff, man.
Steve's definitely entertaining. It's fun to not be on stage. You get to sit and watch and be entertained,
Yeah. I'll watch Taylor because Taylor's awesome, man. He just always.
God, isn't Taylor fucking amazing? Dude, every night I watch Taylor and everybody in the live stream was always like, dude, Taylor's so fucking rad.
Dude, he was doing the background or he was doing the vocals with Steve during the break of Favorite Song during Elias's part.
Yeah.
And I was like, dude, doing that rhythm we have to do and singing at the same time, man, that was impressive.
I know. Impressive kid, that Taylor Roberts.
He is, man. Good people.
So tonight we got we got a very, very special guest. But friends of mine for more years than I want to fucking admit, because then you know how old we all are. Except for Phil. He's aging in reverse. He's the only one.
I don't age either direction. I just.
Yeah, that's Steve for you. Steve be Steven. Steve be out here Steven. Sure. By the way, it was Steve's birthday yesterday, man. Happy birthday, Steve.
Yes.
We made some nice little posts for him.
How you doing, Jen?
Yeah, you didn't miss anything, Gary. You didn't miss anything. The good shit's still coming. So tonight, without much further ado, our guests will be Jonny Santos and Tommy Decker from Spineshank.
Hello.
Speaking of new metal gods, that's what we should call this. Fuck Taproot Tuesday. This is new metal gods.
Metal gods, yeah. Right.
New metal gods with Tom and Phil. And I look like Odin now. Like it really kind of works. Hi, Adam. How you doing, buddy? God, these comments are so many. I can't keep up. Eric B, what's up, dude? How you doing, buddy? I see you somewhere.
Oh yeah, Eric B, what's going on, man?
I know you're excited. Spineshank. I bust Jen's balls all the time. She always makes me listen to Spineshank in the van, like constantly. Like even this weekend, we were driving and she's like, "Put on music," and I put on Spineshank, and she was happy.
Nice.
And then I'm always complaining, like, "I don't want to listen to fucking Spineshank anymore." I'm like, all right, fine. So fuck it, let's do this.
Bring them on.
Yo. What's up?
Look at these gross motherfuckers right here.
What's up, guys?
Shit, man. Like fucking whiskey and Harley Davidson's just getting better with age, buddy. Just getting better with age.
Hell yeah.
That's right.
Hey, man, I'm sorry to hear about you guys getting your... That sucks you got your shit stolen, dude. We know the feeling all too fucking well, right, Tommy?
A couple times, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Didn't you guys get your own trailers fucking jacked a couple times?
Yeah, well, we were on tour with...
Go for it.
Go ahead, Tom. No, you go for
it.
Yeah,
we were on tour with Fear Factory System and...
Head
PE. And we were in Philadelphia, and they stole the truck, like the U-Haul truck with everything in it.
No, it was a whole semi. It was an actual semi truck that had all the band's gear on it.
Guess there was one band that didn't have insurance during that period. Guess who that band was?
Yeah, right.
So it almost ended our career. It was on our first record, so we almost never came back from it. We had to borrow from merch.
And you were on Roadrunner, so
we were on Roadrunner. But it worked out. And you know what? It really it really made us kind of take a different approach to everything, because we realized everything can end tomorrow, like for various reasons. They stole your gear, or someone gets hurt, or something happens, and this whole thing, we were kind of starting to live our dream, and it could end tomorrow, because someone steals your gear. And so there was a bright side to it, but not very bright.
Sucked because the tour
That
was like
sucks, man.
immediately, like I remember that because I don't know, Phil, I don't know how you how you felt when you saw the broken glass on the fucking ground, but I remember like I woke up we were at the hotel, and the truck was supposed to be there at the hotel too. And I never slept in the hotels. I just go in the shower and then go back and sleep on the bus because I didn't like getting up at fucking
Yeah.
10 o'clock in the morning.
Well, that
So-
shower thing is kind of a lie.
My pheromones, bro. But yeah, like I remember waking up on the bus and seeing the truck gone, and I saw a bunch of broken glass out on the street and didn't really think anything of it. And then, I think Wedge and a couple of the other guys came down there like, oh, the truck must have went to the venue already for load-in. And then we went down there and fucking got to the venue, no fucking truck.
No
And
shit.
yeah, and I know Mike, there was a couple of guitars that Mike had that were just irreplaceable. I know Darren from System lost a couple of irreplaceable guitars. And eventually, yeah, they found some.
Just recently.
Well, they
like
also
this year.
they found one of Christian's basses in I want to say they found it in England, and like because I know like 2 weeks after that happened, I remember they said they found the trailer, the semi truck burnt down in New Jersey, and there was just like one cabinet that was melted in it. Like every three, like System of a Down, Fear Factory, and Spineshank all had their gear on that fucking semi, all gone. Like literally ended the tour. We just fucking went
I
home.
remember I was gone. I had to fly home for like a different reason.
Yeah, you had just flown back the day before it happened.
Go right back home. Man.
Oh, that was the worst ride home ever, man. I remember that shit.
I thought it was over, but yeah, it sucks. Yeah. I'm sorry, Phil. That's terrible, man. I hope you guys.
Yeah. Hey, you guys out there, if you see Phil's shit or whoever stole it, you need to get punched in the fucking throat.
Yeah.
Well,
And
you don't need to get punched in the throat if you see it. You need to. Whoever stole it needs to get punched in the throat. Just to be clear. Johnny's.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I'm fortunate.
Julius, don't punch Phil in the throat. He didn't do shit.
Years ago, Julius is our drum tech and all around helpful tech on the road. And years ago, I had him write down all the serial numbers for our stuff. So thankfully, I was able to turn in the serial numbers for the big stuff I lost, and there's a chance, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And this is the thing, like like we didn't have insurance, but if you do have insurance, like you can get your claim and everything. But like I said, when you lose guitars, because I know I have a couple of guitars that are just fucking irreplaceable. It doesn't matter if they got stolen, like they're fucking they have sentimental value. Like they're
we're
they
smart
mean
enough.
something
We
to
bring
me.
our guitars into the hotel every night. So the only thing that got stolen was like his rig and shit like that. That's pretty easy to replace. It's just
it's expensive, but
like,
it's not one of a kind. Like
Yeah,
a guitar,
yeah.
right?
The guitar's
that's
personal,
good. Yeah.
It's like your little baby.
But it still fucking sucks,
no,
Some fucking, scumbag out there is fucking with your livelihood.
My face are like one of a kind, like literally one.
There's hope because Dino he got the amp that he recorded demanufactured with like 25 years later. The guy realized in the serial numbers that it was Dino's like modded amp, and like gave it back to Dino. So hey, there's always hope. There are still some good people out there.
That's wild.
Yeah. I remember they said that the investigation, they were pretty sure that most of that stuff ended up on a boat overseas.
Yeah.
Because they found it by a port. They found the burnt truck close to a port.
That's crazy. For those of you just joining us, yes, we're talking about that. Well, that's why we don't pull a trailer. That was literally why we decided to travel the way we do and not pull a trailer.
Yeah, it's a
because
target.
They target fucking. You might as well put a target on your back because they target vans and trailers. I don't know how they fucking found your truck, Phil. Like, how is that even? How do they happen to pick your truck to walk up and look in the windows and like, oh, there's deer in here. Like it's
You know,
weird.
it wouldn't be far fetched that somebody just actually followed them
Yeah, I
from
know. And
the
that's
venue. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, from the venue, or I mean, good. We're bringing in our guitars, so someone might have seen that. Seen us bringing
Yeah.
that in.
That fucking
Yeah.
sucks, man. I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, it's all good, man. It's all good. I mean, again, it's not the guitars. That was my big thing. Like,
Yeah.
this is gonna be money, but it's not irreplaceable items.
Yeah, just a fucking bass
Still a pain in the
rig,
ass.
some tools. It still sucks.
Yep.
So what's going on with you guys, man? Everybody knows what's up. Somebody's got weird audio, and I don't know
Yeah, it might be
why.
me. Let me.
Yeah, try.
I
I
don't
think
know.
it is you.
Let me grab my headphones. I'll be right back.
Please. So what's been going on with you guys, man? How's everything? And is it me? Hang on.
Oh well, you know, things are getting exciting again.
Is it?
Yeah, it's like
Well-
it's weird. We just we took a long time off, and maybe how long's it been? A few months now, maybe close 8 months, 9 months.
Yeah, it's been pretty much since the
I
year
had all
started.
this- I had all these apps and these plugins and programs, and I can't play guitar to save my life. So I was like, Johnny, send me some riffs, man. I just want to like make some music and have fun, like nothing serious. And it started coming out really, really cool.
And I actually had the time because, we started. I worked on that, did the new Silent Civilian record last year, and it turns out that a couple of the guys in the band weren't. They just between family and work, they weren't able to really tour this year. So I didn't want to just let that record loose without a tour behind it. So I put a couple of songs out, but it literally freed me up to work with Tommy again. And he was like, just what he said. He's like, yo, Johnny, he's like, man, he's like, I got all these cool drum ideas and programming ideas. He's like, fucking send me some fucking riffs. So that's pretty much how it started. I said, okay. So I sent him some stuff, and it's been fucking just snowballing from there. Like it's really picked up momentum. And I'm actually in the studio. Tommy just did drums for 3 songs. And so I've literally been spending fucking 10 hours a day in the studio up here, tracking all the guitars and the vocals and stuff. And the other guitar player, he's been, writing. It's really crazy to write like this. I've, at every band that between, being Spineshank, we were always in the same room. Same with Santos. We were always in the same room writing. But we live in different states now, and people live, apart. So we, with the technology today, it's pretty interesting how we do it, and I might write some riffs, and I'll program like some drums, the Superior drum or whatever, and then I'll send the stuff to Tom, and then he'll be like, okay, cool, and then he'll get rid of those programmed drums and he'll send me back real drums, and then I'll write more stuff to it, and then go put some vocals on it, and then we were like, okay, we got something. It's got legs, and then we just been doing that, and it's been fun as fuck. That's the one cool thing. Like Tommy and I have been fucking having fun again with this. Like I remember when it, in the Spineshank days when shit just didn't get fun. It started becoming almost miserable.
I'm sure.
that-
I'm sure Phil remembers those days too, where it was like, "Hey guys,
Yep.
we need another hit. We need another poem.
Yep.
Let's come on, let's do some hits." And it's like, well, maybe that's not what we're writing right now. Maybe we're in a heavy mode. Maybe we're, you can't force what you're trying to write. So it's nice that it's just me and him, and we're just writing what we want, and it feels nice. It's like, okay, it's like when we were kids again.
Yeah.
Yeah, doing it for the love of it, not because you're trying to do a certain thing or follow someone else's, lead, or what's going to be radio
Totally.
going to like.
Totally. And it's such a different game now. Like, it's I feel like a lot of new bands today don't understand the struggle that we had to go through 20 years ago with coming up with singles, because radio's not as I mean, it's still important, but it's not like it was 20 years ago. Like anybody with a fucking Wi-Fi connection and a good social media platform, you could put out the heaviest shit in the fucking world and reach the masses. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely, yeah.
So, and I think a lot of new bands today don't realize that they, you know, like back in the day, we couldn't do that. We would get, just like Tommy said, we get pressured from the label. It's
Yeah.
like, okay, we
You had to be.
need another new disease.
You
You know, we need
Tommy,
another synthetic.
Hey Tommy, what are you on? Are you on your computer or your phone?
I'm on my phone.
Do you happen to have like a pair of headphones or something? Because I think the weird audio is actually coming from you. Because when
Is
I
it really?
I don't know what it is. Like something's creating some kind of echo feedback loop.
Yeah, let me see what I got.
Fucking shit up.
All right, so I'm just muting you for a second while you figure it out. But yeah, dude, I mean, back in the day, and I was talking about this, like, there wasn't even really independent labels. You had to go through the major labels or the major independent labels. You had to go into a studio and spend $500,000 making a record. You couldn't make a record at home. You know what I mean? Yeah, there were some smaller studios here and there, but really for the most part, like, dude, every fucking, I mean, how much did the Taproot records cost? $300,000, $400,000, $500,000.
Yeah,
I mean,
for sure.
I know this. The Switch record cost $300,000. The first Chimera record cost $500,000. You know,
dude, the third Spineshank record, Self-Destructive Pattern, that record ended up coming in. I mean, it was done in 6 different studios in 2 different countries. It got mixed fucking twice. That record ended up, by the time it was done, but because we did the record with Garth, and we did, you know, like I said, we did like 6 different studios. Then we went up to Canada to finish the vocals and stuff. And then Scott Humphrey mixed it first, and the label wasn't happy with that, so then Jay Baumgartner mixed it. By the time it was all said and done, that record cost $489,000 fucking dollars. Like, wow. I can't imagine who spends that kind of money today, like making a record, you know?
Nobody. And funny, in Strictly Diesel, you guys were on the old school Roadrunner deal, so the budget for that was probably like $20,000 or something, right? Like,
no, we went over budget. We still spent on Strictly Diesel. I think the record still cost like $75,000.
Yeah,
you know, and a lot of that was because we got a break on Jay Baumgartner. You know, him and Amir produced it, and Jay owned NRG. So I'm pretty sure there was like we got kind of a homie deal right there, you know, because. But yeah, it was still. I mean, for a debut album
on Roadrunner,
a band that nobody.
With the old Roadrunner structure.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Nobody's heard of this band, and they just dropped like fucking $80,000 for a band. You know, that's just unheard of now. I can't imagine spending that kind of money making a record now.
I know, it feels so. Look at videos, man. Videos were $200,000. Like
synthetic cost $250,000 to make. Nathan Cox directed that.
I know. I remember the first Switch video, Inside, was $220,000 or something ridiculous. Like the money that people had to spend to make these fucking records and make the videos and do the shit we did.
I think me and Tommy did the math one day. Like, even if every single record of ours went like multi-platinum, there's no way we would ever fucking recoup. There's like recouping. There's like fucking no fucking way, you know.
No, it was just a fantasy that they dangled in front of you.
Yeah,
it was fun. Is that better?
It is. What did you do? You fixed it.
I put on some headphones.
Oh, good. All right. See, I'm a fucking technical wizard over here.
Oh yeah.
Right. Fucking Tommy Decker, drummers always fucking shit up.
Always. What we do? We fucking smash shit.
Yeah.
So how's the Taproot record doing? Scissors.
It's picking up, man. People are really liking the single favorite song. We're just getting it out there. So, I mean, I don't know. Tom can speak to the sales better than I can, but the people that are hearing it are liking it. They're digging it. They feel like it's kind of our old sound still. It's nothing. You know what I mean? But it's still updated at the same time.
Yeah, it's a return to form, but it's it's funny. Everybody says, "Oh, it reminds me of Gift," or reminds me of Welcome, or Blue Sky Research, or
but still fresh.
Modern, but fresh, and there's a little bit of metalcore shit in it, and like shit you wouldn't really expect, but it fits and works so well. Like they play those songs live, we Control Our Destiny, which is super fucking heavy and like. Almost metalcore, and it like just blends so well with the other shit. It's like, the record's doing great, man. It just hit the top 50 at Active Rock and charted on some Billboard charts, and I mean, I think the real success is the fans like it, man. That's all I care about. And
Yep.
when I first heard those demos Steve sent me a year ago, I was like, this is gonna be the greatest fucking Taproot record that's ever been made. And there are people saying that this might be Taproot's best record. So, I mean, God bless, you know.
That's
Or
cool.
they-
I see the video clips with Elias and stuff. That's
Yeah, it's
fuck,
sweet,
man.
dude. Yeah.
The old crew's back together.
Oh,
I know,
yeah.
right? Yeah, no, the video is gonna be sick, dude. I mean, I've been working on it nonstop for like fucking 2 months now, basically.
And the timing right now of music with, you know, your guys and our guys' music, this new metal genre, so-called, that we were part of, you know. It's funny. I used to hate the new metal like name.
Yeah,
Me too.
Now
so
it's like
Now it's like a badge of fucking honor, you know.
It's like, what the fuck, dude? Like, there's like 16-year-old. They
Weird.
look, the teenage kids look like they did 20 years ago. They still look. Our fans still look the same.
I know, right?
I'm like, how do you know who my band is? Like, I got records older than you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
I got tattoos older than you.
Yeah,
But
but my
cool.
16-year-old's favorite bands are like Slipknot and Deftones and
Well,
they get these really obscure new metal bands. I'm like, God bless, you know.
here's my outlook on the whole new metal thing. You know, I'm being somebody that was in another band that wasn't considered new metal. You know, when I did Silence of Flame, that was, I guess, considered metalcore or whatever. I can remember,
New metal.
you know, 12 years ago, there was a period of time, I want to say between like 2005 to 2015, where like the whole term new metal was like, it was bad. Like people just saw it as this horrible thing, like to, you know, not be associated with. And I remember telling people, I'm like, you guys are so full of shit, because even through that entire period of time, some of the biggest fucking bands in the metal bands in the world were new metal bands. Slipknot always was still around. You know, they were still fucking, you know, huge as fuck. Same with fucking Deftones and Korn. It's like, so the whole term, you know, I really hate the way people, you know, Phil, just like you said, you know, back then we didn't like to be labeled like that. You know, the whole, I think the reason
I think history changed it, right? So back then, new metal, if you thought of new metal, you thought of a DJ and a rapper.
Yeah, honestly,
Right.
let me tell you this. Yeah, not to try and be the guy who takes credit for everything, but you know, I remember I was one of the guys who started using new metal, and we used it to make fun of kind of shitty third-rate rap metal bands, like the third wave of like those shitty Limp Bizkit one. That's where new metal came from. Was me and my friends making fun of those bands. I'm not going to name any, but I'm sure you know some. But originally it was like rap metal, and then all these like slimy fucking metal purist fucking
elitists,
sound tuned, had singing in it, and wasn't, you know, it was banned from like everything from Godsmack to Stained to System of a Down to
Losing Tom.
And Linkin Park, you know, like none
To
of those
Mudvayne,
bands.
to Linkin Park, to
yeah.
Look at this.
And
And that's the thing. It
fuck,
became
like-
that time period. It became that time period as opposed to the genre, right? The genre became the time period.
Yeah.
The time period itself
Because
is amazing.
Because Phil, if you took, let's take Limp Bizkit, Slipknot, System of a Down. Not one single one of those bands sounds remotely the same. Like they are completely different, but yet they were labeled new metal. And I think as society in general, just the way we are as human beings, we have to like micromanage and compartmentalize things. You can't just, because I think what a lot of us were doing back then, we were just crossing boundaries in metal that had never been crossed before.
Yeah.
Bands were trying new things. Bands were doing different things. It's like, we're new metal. We didn't have a DJ. We didn't have a rapper. Like, if anything,
all of those bands, all of that stuff was the last real wave of American rock and roll. That's it. That was the last one, because the infrastructure doesn't exist for bands to get that big anymore. Like, and that's the mystique is gone. That was the last time.
Well,
it was kind of pre-internet. Every band wasn't totally accessible all the time. Like, there was still some mystique, and there was still the big machine that would pay $200,000
Well, it's like-
to make videos and then get them on
And
MTV.
but there was artist development back then.
Yeah.
Nowadays,
Oh, yeah.
if you got a cool haircut and a laptop and a Wi-Fi connection, you could be a fucking superstar. You know,
Tomorrow.
Well,
it's like
look at now. Like take a look at Sick in the World. Who's headlining that? System of a Down,
Yep.
Slipknot, bands from 20 years ago.
Yep.
Technically, quote unquote new metal. I saw System headline the.
I saw System at the Coconut Teaser, for fuck's sake.
Yeah, we played with them at all those shows, and
Yeah.
there's 49 people, and
Dude.
now some of them
Shavo used to come to my apartment and smoke weed. Like, that's how.
because they couldn't afford
hey,
it.
Tommy.
Right.
Tommy, you remember this show? I just showed you the flyer from it the other night. It was at this place in Canoga Park called The Rock. And it was Snot. It was Snot, Static X, before they were Static X, so they were still called Static,
Static.
Spineshank, System of a Down, and Suction, which would eventually be the Deadlights. And we called it the S-Fest. Fucking Snot, Spineshank, Static, System. And there was 18 people there. I remember.
Right.
And I think like 4 of them were people's girlfriends. Like,
Right.
I'm thinking, man, imagine what that fucking show would do today.
And 3 of them were your girlfriend, right?
Yeah, probably. Or they eventually would be. They would eventually make their rounds through all the bands. That night, though, we had to play after Snot, which was not fucking cool.
Yeah, right.
Not fun.
Yeah. That I don't know if I'm sure Tom, I don't know, Phil, if you ever got a chance to see Snot while Lynn was still alive.
Oh my god.
Never did.
Dude, I'm gonna tell you what,
100
that
times.
energy, very few bands I've seen put out that kind of energy. And I remember that night, and I remember looking at Tommy going, this is fucked up. I was supposed to follow this. Because that band was just like something like fucking explode, like a fucking bomb exploded on stage. That band was out, you know. It's really sad because I think that they would have been. I think that Snot would have probably been like the next fucking Guns N' Roses or something. You know, they had that potential.
Yeah, man.
But it was good times back then. Good times.
Yeah, but it was just an amazing time and it's all cyclical. I mean, look, first all the 80s stuff got big again, and now it's all then it was the 90s stuff, now it's the 2000s stuff.
Yeah, ride the wave,
Everything's
man.
cyclical, you know, and it's just timing. You know, the Taproot thing
You know-
was just good timing. We hooked up and they had a record, and it was just, there was some interest. I'm like, fuck it, let's ride the wave, man. I got a surfboard.
You know, it's
really
crazy
good to see you guys back, Phil.
Yeah,
Thanks,
definitely.
man. Dude, it's good to see you guys, man. It's been 20 some years, man.
Yeah, you guys, the stuff I've heard sounds great, man. So like,
Thanks, man.
I'm excited, and it's crazy because like you're talking about the timing of things. We put out a record. Spineshank did. We put out our last record in 2012 on Century Media, and it was just the
Nobody
wrong
wanted
time.
new metal.
Yeah,
It was-
no,
yeah,
and that was the last period where Taproot was touring too.
yeah, our
and it
record's struggling, dude. Struggling to sell a few thousand records, you know?
And then we
Crazy.
didn't ship that many, and I feel like it was a strong record. You know, like you always look back and maybe there's a couple songs that you'd like, I don't know.
No,
Maybe
don't worry, Century Media will reissue it next year. I promise.
oh, good, because they deserve more money for all the hard work they did.
Yeah.
Oh, shots fired.
I mean, whatever though. So that was the last Spineshank record, and then after that, we did a tour that was just, you know what? This is not what you signed up for. You know, Phil knows, man. You know, when we, at our height, at your height, we were on the Ozfest. We're touring in buses. Everything's great. You know,
Yeah,
it was
dude.
like it was the dream.
Ozfest.
Yeah, that we all dreamed
Yeah,
of.
see
and
that
then-
Steve Phil smiling right now? That was
Dude,
the
Oz
moving
was like
circus.
The biggest band. I mean, that was band camp or whatever. You know what I mean? You just hang out.
Bro,
We're
do
play
you remember
20
that tour,
minutes,
Phil?
And it,
Fuck.
play
How
20
much of
minutes
it?
and
How
hang out
much
all
of it
day.
do you remember, Johnny?
Not much. Boy, Hazard, here's what
I
I
cannot
did.
confirm. I'm gonna invoke my Fifth Amendment on this one.
Here's what a degenerate I am. I was so excited for Ozfest, and I knew, like, someone had told me previously that when you do Ozfest, you get a case of water, a case of beer, and you get your catering.
Oh my god,
So we had
this was genius.
we had a show. I mean, we had a tour that hit all the Ozfest markets beforehand, kind of like, trying to prime our set at
Right.
Ozfest. So we had, I think Phil probably remembers, we had 8 guest slots. So I told all these kids, fuck,
On
I can't believe,
MySpace.
yeah, like it might have been MySpace. I would just
It was
meet them
MySpace.
No, I would meet them at the show and like, hey guys, let me tell you what, Ozfest tickets are X amount of dollars. So if you bring us 2 cases of beer, a big handle of Jack Daniels and a handle of vodka, I'll get you 2 tickets. And you're still saving money and you get to hang out with all the bands. And every day
it worked.
I had
We
8
all,
kids.
me and Tommy, all three of us in the band were doing this. So I remember at one point, Tom, we didn't have enough room in the bay for all this fucking alcohol.
Wow.
And people were like, where are you getting all this booze from? We're just putting people on the guest list and they brought us fucking booze.
That's hilarious.
It
So they
was
can bring it
ridiculous.
in though?
What?
They can bring it in?
Yeah, they would. Like,
Well, because remember, we were in the parking lot, Phil. Remember they
yeah,
parked
right, yeah, right.
With your passes and walking in.
Our buses
That's
were in the
true.
parking lot.
They put
That's
us
true.
out with Hatebreed. It was like the prison part. It was
Yeah,
Hatebreed.
right.
Yeah, the projects, we called it.
But yeah, and so then all the bands.
What's up, Jamie?
At the end of the night, everyone would come to our bus and they're like, "How do you guys still have alcohol?" And it's like, because we're degenerates and we've planned for this. So I felt like we kind of funded the party for a bit of Ozfest, and it made for the most fun tour, man. Everyone would come hang out and all the bands. And I gotta say, man, Ozfest was probably the time of my life, man. The best time of my
Yeah.
life.
It was kind of the pinnacle of civilization, wasn't it? I mean, it really.
Well,
kind of
it was like a lot of people will say that year was 2001, that year was the best Ozfest ever. Because let's look at the lineup here, right? That was when Black Sabbath this was the last time Black Sabbath ever did the original lineup with Bill Ward on
Right.
drums. So yeah.
Amazing.
Hell yeah.
It was
So
amazing.
you got on the main stage, you got fucking Black Sabbath and Ozzy, right? Then you got Manson, Linkin Park, Slipknot, Disturbed, Papa Roach, fucking Crazy Town, and fucking Black Label. The second stage,
Crazy
you
Town
got
that year?
Taproot. I think they got kicked off early on.
That's what it was. Okay.
Pretty sure they set their butt. No, because I remember because Shifty used to come to the bus looking for Tommy. Hey, is Tommy here? You know. But in the second stage, you got Taproot, you got Mudvayne, you got Spineshank, Nodpoint, Drowning Pool, Hate Breed. Fucking, I mean, that tour was it was a dream tour, total
American
dream
Head.
tour. American Head Charge.
Oh yeah.
What?
They stunk so fucking bad, dude. They never
Oh my
washed it.
god, I know.
Like you could smell that.
Check it out.
Hey,
Look at that.
Good
I found. I was
cameo.
going through. I found. There's my.
hey, Phil, was that like you guys were just debuting Poem during that tour, right?
Yeah, that's right. It was before the album came out. Like it was a year before that we even ever recorded it. We just had Steve had written it, and we started playing it. And dude, the reaction we got for that song, we were it was immediate. We're like, people just dug it.
I remember
Song was a hit, dude.
we played before you guys, so we were at the signing. We were at the merch table doing a signing, and you guys broke into Poem, and that fucking chorus kicked in, and I was like, dude,
It's over.
about to be huge. They're about to blow the fuck up. To this day, that's one of my fucking go-to songs. It's in my drum playlist all the time. Every time, I'm just fucking jamming random drum songs.
Didn't that record go gold because of that? Did you guys get
It
a
never
gold
went
record?
gold. So
the fucked up thing is it is gold technically. So it's SoundScan gold, but Warner Brothers won't certify it. They say it's only by their accounting, it's only at 487,000. But on SoundScan it's at 515. So how the fuck
I remember.
SoundScanned more than they've sold by their internal numbers.
well, even besides.
Well, I remember Tommy said the same thing. Like 20 years ago, Hydacalsis was at like 389, almost 400,000 records.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I know.
But Welcome is fucking technically gold. Fuck. I mean, so I've been bugging Warner Brothers to get it certified, but I mean, look, dude, that Poem alone.
Good luck.
Has 50 million.
Poem Alone.
Has 50 million. Poem alone.
Yeah.
Dude, Poem alone has 50 million streams on just on Spotify, and it's got another 100,000 on everything else. That record has like over 100.
So here's the thing with Poem
million
though,
streams.
like Poem ended up being a hit pretty much everywhere, right? But Atlantic never really pushed it that hard, right? They had POD, they would push POD, and they'd kind of throw Poem and a couple other ones at the radio stations too, and say, play one of these as well, right?
Please.
So even though it still got a hit everywhere, it wasn't at the same time. So it never got that buzzworthy, all across the board, big push where it made us millions of dollars and, sold millions of records, right? But it used to piss me off because I'm like, dude, that was our chance, right? But
Yeah.
at the same time, like, I don't know if we could have handled that. You know what I mean? Like that kind of success.
I don't know if Steve could have handled that.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm trying to say.
You could have handled it. You could have handled it.
But even so, I don't know if I could have. Yeah. Honestly, I mean, when you get in that world, I mean, being in a band is already like this, what we call, why I've referenced this a lot, is prolonged adolescence, right? You get to get away with a lot of crap. People kiss your ass all the time. And, you can kind of get by with not really growing up in certain aspects of your life. So if we ever hit that point, I mean, I don't know if I ever would have grown up. You know what I mean?
You might not have had to.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
If you don't have to, you don't.
I mean, look at fucking Keith Richards.
You're basically turned into Peter Pan.
So looking at where we are now, and we're having the success again, we're having fun, and we appreciate it because we didn't do it for so long, and we're doing it again, dude. I love where I'm at, with the music and what we're doing. I think everyone's got a
freedom right now
because of it. Yeah. And it's cool.
We
haven't been doing it forever. We built families. We have relationships now. Because I didn't have relationships. I didn't have families. Or a family, rather.
Right.
I thought I would never get married, never have kids. How do you have kids on the road, man? I never wanted kids on the road.
Hey, if you guys are in the market for a right testicle, check this out. I'd give my right testicle for a Spineshank reunion. If either you guys are in the market for one, there it is.
Let me just stop you there.
Good luck with that.
It's not happening.
Tell him. Hey, here's the thing, and just so Tommy's right, just so you can add to this, Tommy, just to be clear, it's not that I'm not against that ever happening. I just think that the other two guys in the band, I think Rob and Mike are just past that point in their lives, they have their, Rob just got married, Mike's got a business, so and you can't really fault him for that. But the last thing Tom and I, a lot of people are thinking, obviously Tom and I are fucking core songwriters, in Spineshank, but we don't feel that calling it Spineshank is right. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be that band.
Right.
Tom?
It's a tough one, man. It's yeah. What do you think, Tommy?
I mean, I think you can maybe get away with replacing one person.
Yeah,
but
you gotta have three. That's what I'd say. You gotta have three. Taproot's got three. You gotta have three.
If Rob was in, I would, I could see justified doing that. If it was three of us, yeah, maybe. But just me and Tommy, I just don't see. I don't think it's right for us to call it Spineshank.
No, but
I think it cheapens. I feel like it cheapens the name of the band almost when you do something like that.
Yeah, you turn into Crazy Town. There's like one guy.
Well, it's like Axl Rose doing fucking Guns N' Roses with Buckethead.
Well, it's like you guys know what your core is, right? Like you guys know what you were and how it was, and so you guys know best whether or not it could or could not work, and how you feel about it, and no one else can tell you otherwise. Yeah. To me, I mean, you got two members. You still got the singer. You play guitar as well. I mean, to me, you almost have three in a way.
Yeah, I do all the programming, and so it's like, yeah, it is. There's a big part, but also there's a little bit of a, hey, we've already done Spineshank, and what I love
without having those constraints of people's expectations of Spineshank, this can be whatever the fuck you want it to be, and that's true. You can still play Spineshank songs live, and they'll still sound
which we plan on doing. We to the fans out there who are wondering, with our new band, we actually do plan on doing a couple of Spineshank songs live while we're on tour, because we are, even though it's a different band and it will be with a different band name, Tommy and I are still Spineshank. That's the most. Spineshank to this point has been the biggest part of my life, and I'm pretty sure for Tom too. It's literally, so we started that band in fucking 96. Yeah. And so, but we did that.
So I might have missed it, but what is the new project called?
That's not announced yet.
Oh, not announced yet.
Secret.
Okay.
We're gonna announce the band name. Like, what we just don't want to
Dude, you have millions of people watching right now.
Here's the thing, dude. We just like literally we when we announce the name of the band, we want to announce the band, we want to drop music, we want to drop a video. Like we want to, because you only get one shot at this, right?
Yep.
So right now, we've waited this long, and so has everybody else. You know what I'm saying? Waiting a little bit longer isn't gonna, Carlos, waiting a little bit longer isn't gonna, hurt anybody. So, but it's coming soon. Like I said, we're actively writing a record right now, and I'm actually doing we're actually doing the first 3 songs, so it's happening.
Awesome.
Nice.
So did you drop some Silent Civilian shit recently too?
Yeah, I did 2 Silent Civilian songs, one back in December and one I want to say in January or February, I think it was. And we're about to release another one. Like I said, I don't want to give too much of that record away yet, due to the fact that those guys aren't ready to tour. Once they're ready to tour, I'll feel more comfortable dropping more music, because I don't care what anybody says. Still, today's age, you still got to fucking tour if you're promoting, your shit. Like you could just drop it, but it's not going to do as well as if you're touring it. So yeah. I didn't want to just fucking, give the record away and then tour a year later. So when those guys are ready to tour, we'll start dropping more and more and more music.
Yeah, well, that's the way to do it. Though, drop songs, drop singles, and you don't even need to drop an album right away. You can drop it fucking a year later. Drop a bunch.
Do fucking people even make albums anymore? Like honestly, like it's when you really think about it. Like yeah, so it's like we're gonna put a record out, but I feel like this, this industry has got to the point where it's just people are just dropping. It's like the 50s again. People are just dropping singles or just single. Yeah. And then once you've dropped so many songs, then you can put out, the vinyl, the album itself. You know what I'm saying? Like, fucking we're back to vinyl, man. That's crazy, dude. I just can't.
Hey, no, dude, look at this. Look at this. The new album on cassette. That's how I roll.
See? Oh. See? That's pretty fucking cool.
I just got a weird thing up my ass one day, and I decided to make cassettes, so I did.
They're coming back.
Yeah, they are there.
Yeah.
Hey,
we're almost sold out of them already.
That was interesting to me. So you have a family now, Phil?
Yep.
You have kids?
Yep, 2 kids.
How old?
12 and 7.
Okay, so that's
fun.
Do you remember I had little mini Tommy with me on tour?
Yeah.
How old is he now? He's got to be in his 20s, right?
He's 27.
Jesus,
wow.
Dude, my daughter is, because I was a 16-year-old dad, and my daughter just turned. She's 30, dude. She's fucking 30, right? So, like, I don't know if you remember this, Tommy. Like one night, I think we were on Ozfest, or we were on some big tour, but fucking my little Tommy and my daughter were in the captain's seat of the bus, looking out the window, and me and Tommy are like just fucking staggering back to the tour bus, just fucking shithouse hammered. And I guess our tour manager at the time said that fucking little Tommy and fucking Karina were all, "Here come our drunk daddies!" Like, God, man, fucking kids. Can you imagine, Phil? Can you imagine having your kid on the road?
Hell no. Heck no.
See,
I mean, now I could, right? Now I could. I barely drink. I don't do anything else. I just play a show. I love hanging out.
Aren't they coming to a show coming up?
Yeah, they're coming to Columbus show. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Have they seen you play before?
What's that?
Have they seen you play before?
Yeah. So it's actually a funny story. Paxton, my 12-year-old, when he was 4 years old, it was our first show back since we kind of took a little hiatus. And he came out to a show like right by Flint called Birch Run, called Dirt Fest. And he had his little like toy guitar with him, right? And he wanted to come out for the last song, for Poem, of course, right?
Yeah.
And I mean, this kid had no fear. He comes out on stage and rocks out like he's doing it for real, and stole the show. Like completely stole the show. The crowd was just like loving it. I mean, he even got like Dave Lizio was playing guitar for us. So he didn't just stay on my side. He got on Dave Lizio's side, kind of almost kicked him off to his side, like to the side of the stage a little, because he was just like taking over. And what's really cool, this guy, I'm blanking on his name, Mario Mosqueda, recorded it way back then. He was just at machine shop shows, and he airdropped that video footage to me.
That's
So
rad.
because there's a little clip of it. He's the only one that had a decent clip of it, and he
Yeah,
posted it years
that's
ago. I
awesome.
always had like a crappy copy downloaded from the internet, and now I have a pretty good copy of it
Awesome.
from Mario. And I was just, because I remember seeing him, I'm like, dude, you have the video. It's like, yeah. I was like, dude, give it to me. And I, just he airdropped it to me, man. I'm so happy to have that.
That's
so
awesome.
funny.
Yeah, go ahead,
My
Tommy.
kid used to sing. He had a fake guitar on the side of the stage. I don't have any video. I have a ton of pictures. The same thing happened at Harpo's in Detroit,
Yep.
where he
Oh yeah.
he inched his way out, didn't realize that he was actually on the stage, and the fucking crowd lost it. But so he plays guitar now. So like we get together and like I got my electronic kit here and
see that.
That's
oh shit.
yeah, that's cool.
I don't know if you can see it. That's him. That's him on stage. They got one of those big, the pictures of everybody. Yeah,
That's awesome. Yeah, Tommy's kid, his son plays guitar and so does mine. Like
nice.
I got a little Jonny. He's 21. Dude, we're like, fuck, let's just get our kids in our band, dude.
That'd be rad.
Yeah, Tommy was going down the road. He was like,
Works for Van Halen.
Yeah, dude. That dude's fucking Wolfie. Super talented though.
Of course.
Wolfie's
Of course he
Wolfie. I can't. Wolfie. Come here,
So Tommy
drink your tea,
started,
Wolfie.
He started doing hip hop on like Fruity Loops, FL Studio, whatever. And then all of a sudden he was just like made the switch and grabbed the guitar and dude, he took to it like a fish to water. He's like, so he's been playing for about a year and he's like, wow, dude, you've made like leaps and bounds in that year. So he'll come in here, we'll jam Nirvana, we'll jam Sabbath, and it's, to me it's like the coolest thing because fuck, dude, it's me and my kid just playing music together. Like there's no tighter bond you could have with another male than like playing music as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, so
Dude, are you in the witness protection program, dude? What's going on over there?
Who, me? Oh yeah,
What?
yeah.
Yeah, he's like one of those guys where like his identity is blocked on the.
Oh, yeah.
You had to put an effect on his voice, Tom, so he's
Yeah, I know,
like,
I was.
I'm not gonna do the
Well,
super low.
you know, I mean, I look at the guy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, nobody wants to see this fucking region. Come on.
fair enough.
But yeah, like my son, you know, he's fucking, you know, he plays guitar. He's actually I helped him build his own little recording studio. Like he's fucking recording his own music and shit now. It's
nice.
It's really crazy to see it. Like when, you know, with like, you know, when our kids, like Tommy's son playing guitar and my son doing that kind of stuff, it's, you know, you gotta believe that this shit's genetic. You know, it's like recycled energy. You know what I'm saying? Like there's something to be said there. Because
Both my kids are ridiculously talented. It's scary, like sickening almost.
It's cool. It's cool to watch your kids grow as artists. That's definitely really cool. I love seeing them really get in touch with their creative side, you know, and seeing, you know, how they, you know, just watching them grow and become like these really cool artistic kids, you know.
What
my
age?
daughter,
What age were they picking up the instruments and really kind of clicking with it?
For my son, he started picking it up. Oh God, I want to say 12, 13 years old. You know, like pretty normal. You know, as far as that's concerned, he loves metal. Like he's a total metal guy, but he really likes playing like beach music, like Sublime, Dirty Heads, that kind of stuff. He's really into that thing. You know, he lives at the beach. So it's kind of his, you know, it's kind of his thing. He's like, I love metal, man, but that shit's hard, man. The beach shit's easy, you know. He's like in the, you know, but he's really talented. And I just, you know, Tommy, it's cool for my son lives in Florida. Tommy still lives with, you know, his son lives with him. So I can't imagine how cool that is, Tom, for you to be able to jam with your son every day. That's fucking rad.
Oh, dude, it's awesome. Like, it was just crazy when he got into it, and it was like that he went straight to the classics. He went to Sabbath, and I can't get him into Pantera though. I cannot get him into Pantera.
How old was he when he started playing?
He started late. He's probably like 25, 26. He just like he learned how to play drums. Get this by playing Rock Band, and then he realized like, hey, that actually transfers over. You know, because you play guitar on Rock Band, that's gibberish.
Yeah.
If you play drums on Rock Band, it kind of transfers over.
Yeah.
So he was playing the drums, and then he picked up the guitar, and it just, dude, he shot into the stratosphere where it was like, holy shit, man, this guy is really into it. And then he's he practices all the time, and he's got a PRS, he's got a Les Paul, he's got all kinds of shit. So
Nice.
it really is cool. Yeah, like it really is to have this other level. Me and him have always been super, super tight, but like this new level of like, hey, playing music together, and we could talk about this singer, or hey, see what this band's doing, or this tour's coming up, and it's just like, wow, dude, it's like my buddy. This guy, my son is now my fucking buddy, so it's really cool.
Yeah, my daughter, she plays a little bit, but she's always more on the art side of things. She paints, and she does like really good drawing and stuff like that. So it's like, I just love that both my kids have that creative gene in them. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's important. And what about you, Phil? Your kids playing at all? Like
my kid can play drums. He doesn't stick with it, right? Like, I mean, he's one of those kids, like, he picked it up pretty quickly. His papa played drums, and he kind of came a little naturally to him. And we'll play sometimes. We'll kind of like, he'll play, like, kind of play along to a song. He's not playing it like exactly by any means, but he can hold a beat and do what he wants. And he's got a really good ear for what he knows it's supposed to sound like. So he'll listen to something a few times and know where the things are, better than I can for drums. I'm not a drummer. I'm working on it. But yeah, just, with all the distractions, it's hard to get him to be consistent, but they're both playing football right now. And I'm happy that at least sticking with something that they're excited about.
Yeah, they got to have that structure, and like something that some type of passion for them. It just, keeps them focused. And I'm so happy my kid turned out a great kid, because it's like lived his life on the road with a bunch of maniacs and like his childhood. And I don't think he's ever touched a cigarette, ever touched alcohol or any drugs. If he has, he hides it very, very, very well.
Right.
But I really don't think he has. So it's like, I'm super happy about that. And he's just a good kid, man. So, I'm like, he hasn't made me a grandpa yet. And he's
great.
Already 20.
Sorry, guys.
No worries, brother.
Yeah, I'm a grand. My daughter has two little girls of her own. So yeah, I was a grandpa. I was a grandpa in my 30s. My fucking 30s, I became a grandpa. Yeah. I started young. Remember, Tommy, when I were just talking about this the other night, when my daughter was born, I was 16 years old, and I'm like, fuck, man, I gotta figure something out. I gotta get a job or something like that. And I was in the band. Tom came over to my house, and I answered the door. My daughter was just a baby, and he came over. He's like, dude, like, he had this heart-to-heart talk with me, like, we need you in the band, bro. You need to be in the band. I go, I can't, man. I gotta be a dad now, And he fucking convinced me, like, literally. And I thank you for that, Tom, because God knows what the fuck would have happened if I wouldn't have listened to you that day. Because I literally, he came over to the house, and for like an hour, just fucking convinced me to fucking join the band.
Well, I'm not sure you should thank me or curse me.
Yeah, either way.
Yeah,
You
either way.
talked me into joining Spineshank.
Yeah,
I have no fucking regrets. I really don't. I can't say that I do. Even at the worst times, it was still, Phil, like, you gotta appreciate the shit that we got to do, man. Not a lot of people get to do what we do. I got, like, most of my family, like my brother, nobody's ever left LA really. Like, I've been all over the fucking world. We've gotten to tour with guys like Ozzy Osbourne and fucking play on the same stage with fucking Iron Maiden and shit, like, dude, like, I'm fucking, I fucking love it. I have absolutely no regrets whatsoever, because
like you guys, I'm sure we played to the biggest crowds and the smallest crowds. And the energy we always tried to bring is knowing that, like, even if there's only, 20 kids at your show, those kids were there to see you, And so you have to try to bring that energy and make it a good show for them, even if it's not the best show, right? Even if it's just like.
But you know what, though? Those shows are the ones that they still talk about now.
Yeah.
Remember when we saw Taproot and there was 20 people there? Remember we saw Spineshank and there was 20 people there? Remember when we played with Snot and there was 20 people there?
Yeah, right.
Well, let me tell you this. We had a show one time on our first tour ever, and Roadrunner put us out. They put us out the headline, and we didn't even have a record out. So we called it the Butthole of
The
America.
Butthole
tour.
of America tour.
And it was all like third tier markets. And we played this one show where
Akron, Ohio, Tommy. It was Akron, Ohio.
the dartboard was the headliner because they had a crowd around the dartboard, and there was one fucking kid that came to see us. One kid.
But he knew.
And so
But he knew every fucking word.
I don't know how he knew it because that record wasn't out. But so yeah, we just let him call out the set list. But you're right because that kid went to every single.
He was
show.
right. He was right up front with me. He was singing, looking me right dead in my face, fucking singing right along, like yeah. So he might have gotten an advance copy or something on the record. Who knows? But he fucking knew. Yeah, and you know what? I don't know whatever happened to that fucking kid, but I guarantee you that's like that's one of those stories that none of his friends fucking believe.
Right.
Yeah, but yeah, it's crazy. So what's next for Taproot?
More shows. We're playing Columbus King of Clubs this Friday. Great club. Our friends in X Factor One, are on that bill. The band we toured with back in the day. I think he owns it or has some big part to do with the actual club itself. He calls himself Cue Ball, but Ricky kind of helped develop the club. There's a lot of these cool clubs right now, kind of like the Epic, the Machine Shop. They have this like template of like making it both fan friendly and band friendly.
Nice.
So they want it to be an experience for everybody to just enjoy themselves and have a good time and walk away going, wow, I want to come back there again.
Yeah.
How's Kevin at the Machine Shop doing? How's Kevin doing these days?
Awesome, man. We just did 3 nights there, sold out.
I saw that.
And dude, the place, it was cool, man. And he's just same guy, same cool, awesome.
That's
guy.
awesome. Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
He's a great guy. And you know what? The Machine Shop, that was really nice to see you guys do that a few nights in a row, because that's one of those venues that you're going to be taken care of and the show's going to be fucking good. Always is. I can't say that we've ever had a bad show there. The fans, everything is, it sounds good in there. Like it's Kevin runs a tight
same
ship.
crew, dude. Same crew, man. Same crew.
That's fucking awesome.
You still got John doing sound, man. You got all the guys, dude. It was fantastic.
I tell you, one time we were on tour, and Kevin took us back to his house and took us out on his boat and shit, man. That was pretty fucking cool.
Hell yeah, man. Kevin's such good people, man. But I think he said the template. He said that template for these kinds of clubs to like make it that cool vibe, that cool energy.
Well, he branded it. He branded the club. You know what I'm saying? He made the Machine Shop as a brand.
Dude, those t-shirts everywhere.
Dude, that weekend they sold more merch. They sold more merch than we did that weekend.
Yeah.
So you guys gonna make any West Coast dates at all?
We're working toward. Well, we got Sick New World that was just announced, right? And then we're working on kind of building something around that. I had a plan, Tom. I haven't talked to you about it yet, and then I realized that there's some Raiders clauses on the one side that I have to like kind of move some stuff around, but we got ideas.
Yeah. And I got to talk to you too. I talked to the whiskey about something that we talked about too. So we kind of had some standing offers for, whatever, the whiskey and some other shit for like the last year that we keep like, okay, we'll figure it out. Like every week that, these clubs email me like, are we going to do a show? And I'm like, yeah, I'm sorry. I'm trying to figure it out. I promise, but it's like right now we're just confirming a bunch of festivals and all this other shit. So it's like shit's just kind of flying in. So it's so hard to like.
So
you guys make it. You guys make it out to the West Coast. I'll definitely fucking be there. Phil.
Oh yeah, we will.
Yeah, all the stuff we're doing right now is regionals because we're all driving our personal vehicles.
Yeah.
Which is why my truck got broken into. But yeah, we're just driving, up to 8, 9, 10 hours sometimes, but still something we can all drive.
I'm in Green Bay.
Yeah.
We're not doing it. Everybody else is in Michigan. So
we're not going to do a six vehicle caravan to freaking California. It ain't going to happen.
Yeah, right.
We're working on some logistics though, man.
Right on.
Make it happen.
You guys have you looked into those like bandwagon things?
Yep. I'm looking.
They're pretty affordable.
We're renting a Sprinter. We got an East Coast run. We're hitting like New Hampshire, New Bedford, which is by Boston, and then New York City. First weekend, at the Gramercy, first weekend of November, and we're gonna rent. That's our first time we're gonna rent something, and just because it's just too much, and especially New York City, man. You don't want to try to do 6 vehicles in New York City.
No.
Oh,
You don't want to drive any vehicle in New York City.
Yeah.
I know, right? We're gonna have two probably. That'll be bad enough. But
Yeah.
yeah. So this weekend we got Columbus Friday, Cleveland, the Winchester, and Lakewood Saturday, which is
that'll be
almost sold
awesome.
out. I think there's like 20
Cool.
tickets left or something. It should be sold out by tomorrow. I'm guessing if it's not already. So. So
Well, listen, guys, I actually got to run right now. I got to get to the fucking studio. So,
Yeah, brother.
Phil, dude, so good to talk to you, man. So good to talk to you. I'm really happy for you guys, and I'm really, really glad that you guys are doing this. And it's just, it literally, you know, when I see you guys in my feed, in my news feed and everything, I just smile, man, you know, because I feel like, you know what? We're not fucking done yet. None of us are, and it's and it's nice.
It's cool, dude.
And
I love seeing it.
And I feel like you seem like you're enjoying it right now too, which is good.
Loving it.
So
loving it.
You've earned it, bro. You're a fucking champion, man. You're a fucking king. Tom,
Oh yeah.
take care. I'll talk to you soon. Tommy Decker.
Absolutely.
Well, I'll talk to you later.
Go fuck yourself, Johnny.
Bye, guys.
We're gonna see
Take
him hang
care.
out with Tommy Decker. He's cooler
All right,
anyway.
see you,
Yeah, right on, man.
buddy.
Love you guys. Later.
Later, brother.
All right, and then there were three. Don't you have to go to work or some shit too?
Yeah, I probably won't be on. I'll be on in a couple more minutes, man. I gotta be up at 5 a.m.
Yeah, we finally got rid of that guy though.
I know, right? Fucking you. What do you know? Once Phil goes, then me and Decker. Then it becomes Taproot Tuesday after dark, and then that's when we have the fun when Dad goes to bed.
Yeah, Tom has long conversations with drummers.
I do. Me and Chad Zaliga were on for like 2 hours.
It's gay porn all the way.
Yeah,
gay porn.
The gayest porn ever. God, where's Steve?
Yeah, right. Steve's gonna pop on right as you're about to go off.
I know.
No, man, Tom, I'm working. I got I work with my brother and my son. So like I'm with my son like 24 hours a day.
No way.
Yeah. So like we work at a ceramics place, and my brother works there. It's a decent job, and you know that's why I was gonna ask Phil like how is it now? You know when you settle into this like normal life and then going back in. I've been kind of having some anxiety about like wow. Before, you know, when I'm 23, I mean, my son's older than I was when I was touring or for a big part of it. You know, now it's like anxiety. I got bills. I got this. I got that. I got 30-year contracts on fucking solar. You know, there's all these things. And like going on tour, like being in a van doesn't seem like a great idea. You know?
Well, so what we're doing is one, I'm keeping my job, right? I don't have to quit my job. We're doing weekend runs, right? Yeah. Fridays and Saturdays, Fridays, Saturdays, and just using PTO, our paid time off for that.
Basically, I came up, this whole thing started with, let's do one show at the machine shop for the record. Let's do a record release. Okay, cool. And that sold out in like 20 minutes. So we added a second one. And then it was like, well, tell you what, give me 4 weekends.
Yeah, Tom wanted 4. I'm like, I don't know if I can do that, man. And now we got like how many weekends?
Yeah, 4 weekends.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure it gets out of control because like you get that feeling back and that like you know.
And the offers were fucking great. You know,
yeah, the offers were better than I ever
so it's
expected.
like, all right, 6 weekends, and then it turned into you know whatever. But we just I tell you what, I worked a lot the last decade with like 80s bands, and that's what they did was weekend fly-ins. You know, they just played weekends. You know, tell you what crushes your soul is being on tour 7 days a week, playing the Monday for 10 people and the Tuesday, and trying to take shitty shows to fill in those shitty days of the week where we're just not doing that. We're doing Friday, Saturday, the occasional Thursday or Sunday, and they're all close to home. Everybody's keeping their jobs. And again, we call it the PTO tour, you know, but we came up with something that really works for these guys now. It's not 2001. They're not 20 years old. You know, it really takes a lot of strategy and a really different mindset to come up with a model that works. But that's what it's about, is figuring out.
Where are you located, Tommy?
I'm in LA.
Okay.
Like suburbs of LA, you know, like maybe 30 miles outside of like.
So where's
Hollywood.
Johnny? I thought you said you guys are different places. Where's
He's
Johnny?
in Portland. He's in
Oh, it's
Portland.
in Portland. Okay, I thought he was in LA. Okay.
Which is why this is working. We don't have to see each other. But Johnny's actually like he's a totally different guy right now. He's like very, very driven, and you know he's pushing me, which is you know usually the opposite. He's pushing me, and he's got a ton of ideas, and he's really, really wanting it. And like I said, it started off as just being fun again. Like, that's right. I've been writing music with. I met Jonny when he was 12 years old and I was 14. And I'm fucking
awesome,
turning 50. So the first show I ever played, backyard parties. First.
Oh,
Did we lose you?
can't hear his voice.
Where'd you go? Hey, Tommy, we can't hear you.
No.
No, English, no audio.
They can't hear us. We can't hear you. Okay.
Let me see. I'll pull him out for a second. Maybe he'll figure it out and come back.
Hey, what was that question someone asked about my stage something or other? Is there that little I was right in front of you for Epiphone. I can usually hear the front of house pretty well. I have guitars and vocals coming through my thing, but that particular show I could hear the front of house pretty well. So I didn't have too much coming through my monitors. Depends on the venue. But yeah, Tommy, we can't hear you, man.
We can't hear you at all. I don't.
My phone is ringing. Can you hear me now?
Oh, there you go. Now
Yes.
you can hear you. There you go. Perfect. All right,
My
cool.
phone is ringing. I'm like, I turned it off, but these stupid headphones. But I forget what I was saying. Probably some type of.
Oh, you're important though. You're talking about it. You and Tommy, you and Jonny have been playing together since you were 14 and backyard parties, and I think that's where you stopped.
Yeah. We did all that, and then we played our first clubs together. We signed our first record deal together, and then obviously, Tom, I know you know the history pretty well. Like, there was a lot of fist fights and a lot of problems at the end of Spineshank, and then it's just different now. Like Phil was saying, there's not that pressure anymore. I don't expect a top 10 radio hit. I don't expect any of that. It's just like, hey, we're making music because we like making music, and it's not about being on tour for 18 months at a time. It's not that time anymore. I have a family, I have a job, I have other things. I don't think
you just got to get out of the mindset and figure out, okay, what is going to work for us at 50? What is going to work for us now? You just got to figure out whatever that is. If it's regional West Coast runs, if it's fly-ins, if it's, you just got to figure out what works for you, and then you won't have the anxiety. It won't be overwhelming because, again, there's no fucking rules anymore, man. It's the Wild West. If you can make it fucking work and make it happen, that's the fucking way.
One of the coolest things about doing this again, because like, I don't know the last time you guys did shows, but for us it's been a while, right? Since we really played outside of our hometown, and so going out there and just seeing fans that we haven't even thought about, in years, and be like, oh my God, you again, you know what I mean? Like, all these people that's like, these people that would come to our shows all the time whenever we're passing through. Some we've kept in touch with on Facebook, but some I haven't seen or thought of literally in years. And then you see them again, it just brings all those memories back and just that feeling again, and just to see them come out again. And because a lot of us, a lot of people don't stop going to shows as much, but they'll come out to see us because we were part of a moment in time. You know what I mean? That meant something.
Did you guys? I'm sure you guys are near the area. Did you guys know Tony Sposito? He would always come out to Harpo's. He was always like a
good old
guy.
Harpo's. I'd have to see his face.
Oh yeah, I don't go to Harpo's. Yeah, no. But he's almost like hey, Tommy from Goodfellas, like Joe Pesci.
Yeah.
But he owns this Italian restaurant, and he would always come and he would bring us like all these like trays of food. And then so one night we played Harpo's, and he's like, you guys got to come. I kept the restaurant open for you guys. And so he brought us to the restaurant and fucking steaks and just whatever he wanted. He's the nicest guy. Went to his house and like swam in his pool, but he's just totally like Joe Pesci. Hey, Tommy, how the fuck do you do it? He's a fucking animal. That guy's a fucking animal. He's fucking awesome. I can't believe you guys don't know him, but he's
I
one
don't think
guy.
so. I don't know.
From like maybe our first or second tour with Fear Factory, this guy was there, and he comes down to every fucking show, and it really is like running into old family members. You're like, oh shit, like this guy, he's still kicking, he's still around, and it really does. It makes you feel good that like you made an impact, and like these people from like so. I never thought my songs would ever get outside of like my house, and then now around the world, people are like, hey, your song did this for me or did that.
Yeah, right.
Got me time, and it's incredible that just a bunch of punks. I think that we're just a bunch of punks that played music, and your band, my band, all these other bands that we came up with that like actually made a little bit of a difference. So it's really cool.
Yeah, exactly, man. Hearing those stories, seeing those people again, that's what makes it. Like I was gonna say this earlier, like when you're gonna do the shows again, I mean, do it for the fans again, man. You got a lot of people out there that want to see you guys.
And it's crazy to me because when I was a kid and I'm listening to like Motley Crue or Van Halen, and it was like classic rock was 20 years ago. Like, oh my God, that seems like a lifetime. Dude, our big records were 20 years ago.
Yeah, it's wild.
Doesn't seem that long to me. And I think I'll put on a Taproot record, it still sounds relevant. It doesn't sound like, classic rock or anything. It's still like people are still trying to catch up to some Taproot shit, you know what I mean? So it's crazy that like the time just goes by so fast, and
it does.
Yeah.
And here we are, old as fuck.
Yeah.
Wearing iPad.
Speaking of being old and need to go to sleep, guys, I am.
Yep. All right, guys. It was good fucking talking to you.
Dude, awesome talking to you, Tommy. Keep us apprised of the new stuff. I'm sure everybody else wants to know what the fuck's going on. So, Philly.
We'll send you some music when we get it out. It's pretty close.
Awesome.
We just want to do it right. There's no rush. Yeah. But hey, Phil, say hi to the guys for me. Say hi to Jared.
Yeah,
I talked to him.
He was excited. Yeah, he was excited you were going to be on here, man.
Cool. Yeah. Well, say hi to everyone.
Not excited enough to actually show up, but excited.
Jared's a busy guy.
Well,
I know Jared. Jared's
I'm only
busy.
I was only in Spineshank, so can't blame him. So, hey, good luck, dude. Good luck on the shows. Good luck on the record, and fucking maybe we'll see you guys out there, dude.
Yeah, man. Good luck to you as well, brother.
Everybody this weekend in Columbus and Cleveland. Grab your tickets.
Yep.
All right.
Bye, man.
All right, guys.
Have a good night.
All right, guys. Take care.